Football League.
You can look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears.
And now, your 2025 Chicago Bears.
Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen ready for some preseason football. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. Across the 20, will mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here come the Bears and their quarterback for the second straight year. Number 1 pick of the 2024 draft, it's Caleb Williams.
Mike, the term generational talent, it gets thrown around a bit too loosely these days, in my opinion, but you can make an argument if one guy coming out of the draft the last couple years was worthy of that description, it's Caleb Williams. I mean, the arm talent, the playmaking ability, the ability to play off script when things don't go perfectly. I mean, he is such an interesting prospect, special player, and I'm excited to watch him here in this one. His defense wanted to come out early in this game and take the fight to the offense, and boy, did they ever set the tone on the very first play, keeping that carry to no gain.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 9. They'll go play action here with Williams. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up.
It's
a
now
third
down and 9 yards.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Forced out wide. He'll try to run for it. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
That's
20-yard pickup there.
Bears.
First down, Chicago.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. That's to the rookie out of Missouri, Luther Burden.
Offside.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
That penalty is declined.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They will run it over center with Swift. He'll maneuver his way down to the 32. Matt Milano there to stop it.
32-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. Open man. That's Rome Odunze. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
A gain of
They get 10 yards on the hookup there. Good for a Bears first down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Here's a handoff for Swift. How about that? Quick feet there. Made a man miss. On his way to a nice pickup of 7.
Taken down at at the 14-yard line. Brings up second down.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Ball carrier.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
9th play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
Results in a 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
Santos' kick is good. And the Bears will take a 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return, it's Laviska Shenault. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
I think in today's modern NFL, if you had the ability to create a quarterback and all the qualities that come along with it, Josh Allen's at or near the top of the list. And what I mean by that, Mike, is he's big. He's mobile. He can run to escape, but he can also run as a designed option. And then, of course, in the passing game, he can make every throw. He's smart. He elevates those around him. The last piece of the puzzle, can he get over the hump and have that postseason success to really put him in that upper echelon category? You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area.
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
A
bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll empty out the backfield, line up for 3rd and 3. Operating out of the gun, here comes it. Oh, the ball to the flash, and he lost the football. Looks like the Bears got there. Yeah, they did. Chicago ball.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Bears offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. And, Greg, it's the time of year where those veterans know they're going to make the team. They're going to be on the roster for the opener. So when you went through that phase of your career, how did you approach the preseason?
Yeah, certainly different when I was a rookie or really early in my career than I was towards the back end. There's no question. And I think as I got older in the league and a little bit more established, my priorities of what I wanted out of those games, Mike, I think might have changed a little bit, right? I wanted to feel what it was like to get tackled. I wanted to feel what it was like just getting in and out of the huddle, keeping up with the play clock, getting into the operation of the game. It wasn't necessarily about how many catches or trying to make the roster, but it was the next step, preparing myself for the inevitability of a week 1 playing the full game in a full live environment. So this was the next step. You got practice to get your body right. Then you have a couple preseason reps to kind of take that next step, all leading up to being healthy and ready to go come week 1 of the regular season.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That was a quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Leads to second
Luther
and
Burden,
goal.
the intended target. And it'll bring up second and goal. That is caught out wide on the RPO.
Williams.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's third and goal. Swift. Touchdown! So on third and goal, they run it in. Sometimes great. That's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
Cairo Santos lining
to
up
add
for
the
the
point
extra
after.
point.
He's got it.
His kick
And the Bears
is
are out to
good.
a 10-0 lead.
Makes the score Bears 10, Bills nothing. Cairo
So here's Santos
to
after
kick
the
off for
touchdown.
Chicago.
He's out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Chenault. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Bills offense about ready to get going. On their second possession, they'll do so with 1st and 10. Play action now, and here's Allen. And penalty flags come in as it winds up
That's interference.
incomplete, but no
Defense.
doubt there was contact there. The play fake. Here's Allen. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. And he's got Palmer. It's complete. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Josh Palmer.
That
A gain
pass
of
play
22
good for
yards.
22.
And
Good
the
for a
Bills'
Bills first down.
And nothing matters if this protection isn't able to pick up that blitz. They do a fantastic job of stunting that pass rush just long enough to find an open man downfield.
Moore going in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And he's not going to get too far. Tackle after a gain of just a yard.
James Cook.
Just a little slow
1 yard
developing
gain.
on that screenplay
Brings up
there. It was pretty
2nd and
obvious to
9
the entire defense
at the
exactly what was
31-yard
going
line.
on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Throw once more. Here's Allen. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Complete to
We
James
tend to make
Cook.
NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Third down and 3. One more time going up top with Allen. He's got it inside the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. They get 24 on that one. And just like that, it's 1st and goal. Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
The task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. And now movement up front. This crowd is making it tough down deep in the red zone. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, here is Allen. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
Play 7 of the drive coming up, and it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Josh Allen. And he's in. A little shook here. Touchdown, Bills.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills are on the board. It's 10-7.
Bears 10. Bills 7.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. On the return, it's Tyler Scott. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own
the Bears offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They had that field goal in the opening drive, the touchdown last time they had it. 2 drives, 2 scores, and here's drive 3. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Williams. That's complete. It's Odunze. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
An 8-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the 34-yard line.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
That's a short throw caught by Komet, and he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
On the pickup.
That's
first
good
down
for a Chicago Bears.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
Going on first down, it's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time.
Brings up second
It'll bring
and
up
10.
second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On second down, it's Williams. He'll try to set up the screen here to Swift. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
That's good for another.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Brings up second down.
Another run here. Another run by Swift. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
3rd and 2. Here we go. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. They get 24 on that one. And just like that, it's first and goal.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up first and goal.
Ball sitting at the 7. First and goal. They'll run with Johnson. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. Ball at the 3, second down and goal. He'll try to run this one in. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
A 2-yard pickup brings up.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. I would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
Johnson. And he's not going to get in. Tackled at the line. It'll bring up 4th and goal.
Down behind the line of scrimmage.
I give that defense all the credit in the world there, Mike. And offensively, you find yourself first and goal from the 1. You have to find a way to get that last yard and put the ball in the end zone. There's no excuses to miss a touchdown here.
This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown. So they're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on downs.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
The Bills offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. Allen from his own end zone. Short pass taken in by Knox. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. Brings up
Not the big play they were hoping for, but first down
line.
efficiency, staying ahead of the chains is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 5. They'll run the toss with Cook. And that'll help give him some space out of bounds, up at the 20-yard
A
line.
gain of 12.
It's a pickup of 12. First down, Buffalo.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A gain of 3.
Just a simple
Brings
hitch
up
route,
2nd
certainly
down.
nothing special
At the
there or anything
24-yard line.
downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
That's Palmer, the man in motion. On 3rd down, it's Allen. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dawson Knox. And that'll set up 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
So on 4th down, the Bills send out Brad Robbins to punt. Devin Duvernay back deep for Chicago. Now fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10.
Bears offense ready to see what they can do. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Tackled back at
He
the
does a nice
33-yard
job
line.
coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Throwing is Williams. That's complete. Some more on the right side. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
17 yards.
They pick up 17 through the air. Good for a Bears 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in the quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 2nd down, it's It's a run with Swift. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
The tackle made back
And
at
after
the
that negative
47-yard
run,
line.
I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
Third and long. Here's Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
On fourth down, the Bears send out their second-year man, Tory Taylor, to punt. Back deep for Buffalo is Brandon Codrington. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Bills offense ready for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll send the tight end in motion right. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up a 5.
Edmonds on the tackle. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun. Throw here for Allen. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. Third down coming up.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. Sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. 4th down. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down, or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
2nd and 10. Complete, and he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the 1st quarter of play. Bears in possession here to start the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 9 as we are ready to get back underway. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Rome Odunze.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Here's Tory Taylor now, and he is hoping to improve on his 1st attempt. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free.
The Bills take over.
So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start out first down and 10. To start this drive, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Now Allen. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line.
Number 4, James.
The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
First down, Bill.
This is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
Bring them first and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
First and
big
goal
time play there for Buffalo. 53 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Allen now off the bootleg.
To play in the NFL, you've got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. In this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
All the way back at the 14 now. Second down and goal. Operating out of the gun here. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. It looks like the Bears got there, and they did. Chicago ball. Any turnover down here hurts, Greg. These feel even worse because you have the reception. Looks like you're going to gain yardage, and then the fumble and the turnover, the defense takes the ball.
And they got exactly what they wanted out of the pass play, Mike. They're able to make the completion, but now as the ball carrier, you cannot be thinking, oh, I have to score, get it in the end zone. You still have to protect the ball. He doesn't. The ball gets knocked free, and the defense creates a huge turnover.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Third and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. He pulls it in around the 5. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
Fourth down and goal.
On 4th down, Tyler Bass now for the Bills field goal. This about as short as you can get. Bass's kick is good. And the Bills will level the score at 10 apiece.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. Scott now on the return. And he is stopped.
The Bears
25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to take over once more. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. That's about all.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
They'll go again with Swift. He is met and dropped. Couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
So this time they're trying to use the run game to attack the boundary side of the field, and the defense is really fast in their pursuit. Really nice effort there from the backside, and they're able to bring him down this time for a loss.
It is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Williams. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. The big tight end, Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Contrington to return it. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10.
The Bills offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
Moore going in motion. Allen now on 2nd down. That'll be taken in by Moore. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
On the play. Brings up 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
It just seems like the offense gets in their own way. And whether it's a penalty or a drop or whatever the case may be, it's these self-inflicted wounds. They've got to stop if this unit ever wants to reach their full potential.
No return forthcoming. It's a touchback.
The Bears take over
come out
first and
to the
10
20-yard line.
at their own 20-yard
The Bears
line.
offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. Nice game here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
It's a
gain of 14. Good for
And the
a quick
Bears
first down.
First down.
The ability to be
First and
effective
10
on
at the
first down, Mike,
35-yard
it just
line.
makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
And that was incomplete, but a late flag comes in.
Pass interference.
Looked like he
Defense.
might have gotten there early. It's a three tight end look as they have it first and 10. They will run it over center with Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Dorian Williams
Back's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
On third down, it's Williams. He'll try to run for it. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Chicago Bears.
This is an element that
First and 10
defensively
at the
you always have
48-yard
to be ready
line.
to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
Williams going to look to throw it on first down. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
yards.
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Throwing on second down. Williams. Reaching for it. The tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Throw it on the run, but it's off target. Behind his man, and that is incomplete.
As a pass rusher, you don't always need to record a sack to make your presence felt. Creating pressure, move the quarterback, affect his timing. Those are all different ways to take pressure off your coverage unit.
Field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good.
The score,
and the Bears going to take the lead. It's now 13-10.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Santos following the made field goal.
Chicago.
Back out to kick this one away. On the return, it's Chenault. He'll get across the 20, bump him down 23-yard line.
At their own
The Bills
23-yard
offense
line.
getting set to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Run up the middle with Cook. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Back at the 20-yard line.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, here's Allen. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. That's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that 1st down.
And it's 3rd
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
3rd and 2. Now Allen. And he's going to be out of bounds with a gain of 7. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
A gain of 7.
So there's a saying in the
And the
NFL, Mike,
Bills'
short
first down.
throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. This one not quite on target.
Intended for
Too
Josh
much. That
Palmer.
one falls incomplete.
For the
It's now
most part, he's
2nd
been
and
very
10.
accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Tight end going in motion here. On the handoff. This is Cook. Up the sideline. Past midfield. And they'll have it. Across midfield. Now at the opposing 46-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Bills 1st down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
The quarterback.
And he will not be able to turn up field. He'll drop him behind the line.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the gun, Josh Allen. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, you're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
The
Bears offense headed back to take over once more.
20-yard line.
They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll run. It's Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Quarterbacks are drafted for their coverage ability. We see it year in and year out. Teams want to fortify their pass defense. But when they can come up and run support, it's just an added bonus for a defense. And this young rookie, he was one of the best picks available last year's draft, and we can see why.
On second down, it's Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. Rolling to the left. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, he's able to cover it up. It will not be a turnover, but will go down as a sack.
It's fourth down.
Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet.
This is taken at the 25. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Run with Cook. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 16, and very quickly a first down.
First down, Bills.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Good run after a good run. This one for 14 yards and another first down. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Design run here for Allen.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop.
28-yard line.
Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. So now they'll throw it with Allen. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. .21 is the line to gain as we hit third down. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On third down, it's Josh Allen. Already closing in on 100 yards receiving in the first half. That one picks up a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Buffalo.
2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. We'll come back to Soldier Field. Following this, line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
It's a
Looked like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like he might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Here's a 2nd and 12. From the gun, here is Allen. Got his man at the 6. Tough running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It's such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And you're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. At the very least, got to come away with some points.
This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
At the 3-yard line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now here's 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Allen. Plus, to his right.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. This quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight. He's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up 3rd and goal.
Line of scrimmage, the 2-yard line. It's 3rd down and goal. Here's Allen. Moving to his left. Good blocking, and he's in. Gus Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Pass kick is good, and the Bills make the lead 4. It is 17 to 13. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Scott now on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bears offense going to take over just before the half. Just going to run it here up the middle. And he did a nice job there, sidestepping tacklers on his way to a pickup of 8. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here, and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. Second and a yard. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's into the hands of Zacchaeus. And And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On first and 10, it's Williams. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Williams to throw on second down. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds.
Complete to
Third down
Smith.
coming up.
Out of bounds across midfield at the 48.
Throwing again. Williams. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And penalty flags come in as it winds up
That's
incomplete, but no
Defense.
doubt there was contact there. On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This
An
about as short as you can get. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. So it is a 1-point game here at the half as we check in with Scott Hansen for our halftime report. Scott.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counter-punch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. This one still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as our second half is about to get underway. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A 1-point game as quarter 3 begins. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. From the gun, throw here for Allen. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 10 yards for number 10 on that one, and it's first and 10.
First down, Bills.
You know, Mike, these crossing routes, you just see them being used more and more often. And really, it's because it's good against any defense. And what it does is it creates separation. It allows some of your best players to catch the ball on the move. And that short throw oftentimes turns into a long run.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Brings up second
on
down.
the back of the previous play, Mike, we saw him have some success through the air. They try to change it up with a draw, but the defense wasn't having any of it. Didn't sell out for the pass. They're able to stop that one for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. He'll find Shakir open right side.
Complete to
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And the Bills
His second catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a first down.
And that was just a simple read that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the first down.
Here's a handoff to Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Complete to James.
So there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Allen on 3rd down. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And that one's just too long to get going. They'll come up and stop him before the lineman could get out to lead the way.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Here we go. 4th down. It's Allen. And he's going to have the Bills' first down. They managed to convert. That'll keep the drive alive.
A gain of 11 on the play.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
At the 9-yard line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Here's nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
It's a loss of 1.
All week long, they stress, Mike, that we have to get as many defenders to this ball carrier as possible. They know he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to be hard to get on the ground. But you can see the effect of rallying to the ball as it had here. They're able to take him down, and they're able to do it for a loss.
Allen now on 2nd down. That's going to be incomplete. Hubbard very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
From the 10.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but
to the goal line and in. A little Shakir. Touchdown, Bills. That his 2nd touchdown tonight.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
Now Bass to tack on the extra point. His kick is good. And the Bills are going to open up the lead to 8.
Bills 24, Bears 16.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the 2nd half. It's about to get underway. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Scott now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard
DeAndre
line.
Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Williams. Gonna look deep. Looking for more. That is more. And they will get him down at the 35-yard line.
And the Bears
A big play and a much-needed one as well.
At the
And even
35-yard line.
40 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot, and that's just a big-time pass.
Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for.
Incomplete.
And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd down. Williams scrambling to his left.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his 1st and 2nd read, but what they failed to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up 1st down and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll run with Swift. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
In trouble, and he's taken down. That's Taylor Rapp bursting in to bring him down.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Williams now to throw. And he'll take it on in. DJ Moore. Touchdown Bears. Touchdown Bears.
We used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Williams now going to bring up the Bears, and they will go for 2.
The Bears will line up for the 2-point conversion.
The Trail picks this up with a run. And he will get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion ties this game up. Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. On the return, it's Brandon Covington. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10.
So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. That's Palmer, the man in motion. First and 10, and it's Allen.
Allen's pass complete to 0, Keon Coleman. A 9-yard pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 36-yard line.
2nd and inches. On 2nd down. Now trying to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
And just like that, you go from 2nd and inches, where you think it's pretty much a given that you're going to move the chains, to now finding yourself in 3rd and 2 or 3. Great job by that defense. This completely changes this possession.
We'll try and run here with Cook. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Buffalo.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 10. First down, Bills.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Khalil Shakir, the intended target.
Jalen Johnson.
And it'll be 2nd down.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
That's Palmer, the man in motion. To the air. On second down, here's Allen. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
On third down, it's Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Bears offense and DJ Moore heading back onto the field. Both these offenses have been informed. Is the defense going to show up? Can anybody come up with a stop? All tied here in this third quarter, and it's 1st and 10. Quick throw on the RPO is complete. Williams will be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd down at the 24-yard line.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 6. A play fake. Now Williams. He takes off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
3rd and 2. Here we go. On 3rd down, it's Williams. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Chicago.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Bears 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. This duo, dynamite. 18 yards on that connection, and another first.
1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 8. Another run here. Another run by Swift. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up 3rd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to fight see he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
Well, this sets up a big call here, Mike, on 4th down. You find yourself in a tie ball game with the ball. Do you decide to keep your offense on the field and try to play for 6? Or are you content coming off the field, taking the lead by 3? We'll see what this coach decides.
Another one through the upright. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Bears will move out in front. 27-24. Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. Cairo Santos following the made field goal. Back out to kick this one away. Now Cotrington to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bills offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Allen. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
I'm not sure how many guys grow up wanting to be an NFL fullback. Like, they don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work. But in this case, this guy's showing off. Hey, coach, you get the ball in my hands. I can do some things.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. In motion, Shakir. Taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 6. And the Bills' 1st down.
Off the play fake. That's over the middle and intercepted.
So not a lot of yards on the return, right? But that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Bears offense and DJ Moore heading back onto the field. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On the give, it's stripped. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
From the 41. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Williams. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
At the 27-yard
so far
line.
here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Shaq Thompson comes up with the tackle.
Thompson. A 2-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the 24-yard line.
2nd down, they need 7. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. drop
It's
him.
now third
It's a
and
loss
13.
of 6. And it's third down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
It is third and long. Williams. Now a screen set up for Johnson. And they'll move it down to the 11-yard line. He's out of bounds there.
It's a gain
Screen
of 18.
works to perfection. Give him
That's
18
good
yards and
for
move
the
the chains.
Chicago
First down.
Bears.
And this is what can happen when you're
First
so
and 10
worried about
at the
protecting the
11-yard
sticks,
line.
Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
And he'll work forward
He's brought down
for
by
about 3.
Shaq Thompson.
It's second down.
A gain of 3 brings up second down at the 7-yard line.
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. EA Sports back for more from the NFL preseason after this. Extended to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Cairo
is
Santos
Santos
lining
for
up
the
for the
PAT.
extra point.
He's got it. And the Bears will open it up even further here
Makes
in
the
this
score
fourth quarter.
Bears 34, Bills 24.
So here's
Cairo
Santos after the
to kick
touchdown.
off for
He's
Chicago.
out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Chenault. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard
So now here
line.
comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. Here's Allen now on 1st and 10. To the middle of the field. Caught by Shakir. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
It's a gain of 10.
A nice start to the drive.
First
A
down,
gain of
Bills.
10 and a quick first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
It's a gain of 9.
And as of right now, they find
Brings up
themselves
second
trailing
and a
at the
yard.
moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Once again, it's Cook. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
At the 43-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Buffalo.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
Second down at the Bears' 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 7. So now they'll throw it to Allen. Well, it's another catch for his favorite target. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And the Bills
these curl routes. He's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down.
Tremaine Edmonds on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
Josh Palmer. An 8-yard pickup. First down, Bills.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
T.J. Edwards on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 17-yard line.
From the gun, Josh Allen. This one caught right side by Knox. And the Bills are going to have first and goal as the tackle's made at about the 5-yard line.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's first and goal.
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Something Kincaid. Touchdown, Buffalo. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Here's Bass now for the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3. A field goal here in the 4th quarter.
Tyler Bass.
They've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Scott now on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, And he's turned a number of those into big plays. Throwing on first down, it's Williams. Caught left side by Odunze.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 5. Off play action. Here's Williams. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
Williams pass. Intended for
when you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
The Bears sending out their punt team
for the Bears
as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. Good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Moore going in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Allen.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Allen. This one complete to Palmer. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
First down, Buffalo.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only 1.
The tackle by Jalen Johnson. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Moore going in motion. Allen now on 2nd down. Quick slant, hooked in by Moore. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 10.
A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Bills 1st down. From the gun, here is Allen. He'll step up and run. Oh, what a run.
Josh Allen
down inside the 30-yard line.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
They'll pick up 23 on that one.
Yards.
1st down,
First
Buffalo.
down, Bills.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Tight end, the motion man to the right. on first down. It's Allen. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had.
It leads to
Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
Moore going in motion. Throwing on second down. It's Allen. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Throwing right, it's taken in. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
I'm an aggressive guy by nature, Mike, so whenever I get fourth and short in plus territory, I want to go for it. You're not going to win many games in this league settling for field goals. You have to capitalize when you find yourself in a position to score. And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. Fourth quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. Scott now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Johnson. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down
on the play. And the Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And it's a big game there as they try to go take this lead.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That's over the middle and taken in by Odunze. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 21 yards.
21. Good for a Bears first down.
First down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
They'll run Johnson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is third down. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble. To give them a new set down.
Gain of 11. That's good for another Chicago Bears.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
That's a short throw. Caught by Komet. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
So the athleticism of this tight end is pretty well documented, Mike. I mean, he can pick up yards after the catch. It's just such a rare trait for tight ends. So it's the size, it's the speed, it's the matchup problem. And we got a glimpse of all the right here.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard.
A gain of
now,
1.
it's
Brings
third
up
down.
Third down and 9.
Throwing is Williams. Escaping to his left. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
The Bears first
This is a
down.
part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line, and they're able to stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up first and goal.
And he's not going to get in. He'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Tie game, fourth quarter. This defense knows the importance of keeping this thing at a three-point game. What a big play there with the tackle for loss on first and goal.
From back at the 2 now, here's second and goal. One more time with Johnson. And this is not going to do either. Stop for no gain. And just like that, it's third and goal.
Brings up third.
The thing that stands out to me about this defense, Mike, is they just make you earn everything. They don't concede any downs. You see it here on this last play. Great job here. No gain. Force third down.
He'll try and throw. And here's Williams. And that is incomplete.
Pass. Incomplete.
Tie game, second half. Mistakes here can really decide the outcome of the game. So it's a really smart play. Nothing's open. Just throw it out of bounds. Live to fight another play.
So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santos in a big spot. This one he's got to have. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the fourth.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
So they lead by 3 here in this fourth quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense. as they kick it off. On the return, it's Chenault. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
24-yard line.
The Bills offense ready to get back at it. Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. To the air is Allen. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot. And I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
He's got it downfield. It's Shakir. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
33 yards on the play.
It's a big play when they needed it the most. 33 yards.
Big-time play there as they try to cut into this 4th quarter deficit. At this point in the game, Mike, remember, you're just going to get a couple more possessions, so you have to make the most of them, especially with the lead being this close for the taking.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Bills 1st down. They'll drop the throw. This one reeled in on the sideline by Shakir.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Here is 2nd and 7. With a 1st down and much more. About 19 yards on that one. They're in business. It's 1st and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
Play action now, and here's Allen. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2-minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that 1st down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
It's now 4th.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
This one is on target, and it is good. And the Bills have tied it up here in the 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So, the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. Scott now on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bears offense and DJ Moore heading back onto the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. This is 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Now he takes off.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Here comes 2nd down. Here's Williams now to throw. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up. Comes with 36 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. The Bears send out their punt team. Important punt here in this tie game late. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. We're all even. 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. They're going to motion the tight end over here. To throw on 1st and 10, Allen. There's that man again. Another pass. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
A gain of 13 yards.
Now a timeout, Buffalo.
1st down, Bills.
They're second. And the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the ballgame. This offense still has the 1 timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now. To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
17 yards.
I think it's clear, Mike. I think they have their sights set on winning this game in regulation. I don't think overtime is even in the picture. They're trying to be aggressive, continue to move this ball down. Can they find a way to pull this game off here late in the 4th quarter?
Here is 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen.
Allen's pass complete to number 5, Josh Palmer. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
4 quarters
Cairo
could not
Santos
determine
to
a
kick
winner.
off for
We get
Chicago.
back underway here in overtime. Now Codrington to return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The Bills offense are ready to take over once more.
At the
Have a short
47-yard
field
line.
ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. It's good. A modest game.
Number 4, James
Maybe 2
Cook,
yards.
the ball carrier.
It's 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
He's going to wish he had that one back. I think his receiver got behind the defense, Mike, and had a lot of room to run, but he just put a little too much on it, and they're not able to connect.
3rd, they need 8. In motion, Shakir. On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. Going to get him down behind the line.
Loss of 2 yards.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking them down and took them down for a loss.
The Bills bringing on their punting unit.
For the Bills.
And he's on for a big one here in overtime. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Bears offense make their way out to take over once more. So the drive begins with a give to Johnson.
Roshan Johnson, the ball carrier.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. They'll go play action here with Williams. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And he's gonna take this one all the way. 87 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So this one in the win column for the Bears. As we move closer to the regular season, they'll wrap up the preseason with the finale next week before we get it going for real come September. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from along the lakefront at Soldier Field in Chicago.